Welcome back to my channel, guys, and today I'm going to be talking about starting my own business and completely leaving my job, my corporate America job, to start my own business this year. Now, disclaimer, before we even get started, I know everybody on YouTube, mind you, the way that I talk to my friends, like that's how I'm going to be talking on YouTube. So I feel like you should need to be yourself on social media if you want to build an awesome and fabulous brand. That is just a side note. But no, like I know everybody on YouTube, they be beat to the gods. That ain't me. I barely ever wear makeup. Only reason I have on, I don't really have on real makeup. All I have is some mineralized skin finish and this little lippy lip that I got going on. But no, like I'm just gonna be straight up. Like I'm not a girl. I'm a girly girl type of person, but I'm not a makeup girly girl type of person. I have a bunch of makeup that I don't even wear. It pretty much goes to waste most of the time. Like I've been in Generation Beauty, I've been in Beauty Con. Most of the stuff I just have to give away. So definitely, this is just a side note. Like if I do go to those events, like if I'm going to a Generation Beauty or Beauty Con, most of the time I'll just be giving it away. So there will be some giveaways on here. So I'm excited. I like giving away stuff for free. Every time I want to get up. Mind you, I probably won't be editing out a lot of this stuff because I just think it's funny. Because I'm on Facebook Live, so I just spit on the camera. Anywho, let's get back to the situation at hand. Okay, so what month is this? This is like right now when I'm recording this is August. So, and this may not be up until September. I don't know. So in the month, let's rewind. Okay, so I graduated from college. I graduated from Towson University back in 2014, December 2014. And I started working as an event planner in corporate America in 2015. So I was working there for a year. And I think for me, I went to school for business management. And I love business. I love everything about business. So in the back of my mind, it didn't matter what job I had. I was always thinking about business. Business. I knew I had literally have a list of businesses that I want to start. Like I have a business now, but I'm thinking about, another business that I want to start later on down the road. And for me, I'm always thinking about another business. So that's just how my mind kind of works. I had my first business when I was 5. So I've had businesses throughout my whole entire life. So I've always been a business person. And working at that job, I really it's like the same routine. I get up around 5:50, go to work, well, not at 5:50. I'll go to work around 7:15. And then I'll get off work, come home, go to, do some blogging, do some stuff, maybe watch a different world, and then I would go to sleep and do it all over again. But for me, that really wasn't living. And I was just like, you know what? I really got to a point and I feel like the Lord was telling me, like, you don't belong here. And I was like, you know what? Jesus, you're right. I don't belong here. And so at that point, that was in about December or January of 2016. So from January to June, I was planning on leaving. I was planning on leaving my job. I knew that I was going to leave my job. I even went out. Now, this is exactly what I did. So I was like, I have to get out of this job. So I made up this whole lie telling my boss, like, hey girl, like I got offered this new job in DC, so I'm going to be moving and I'm going to be leaving. And I told her some crazy day, like I'm going to be starting a new job in October or something like that. And I do not recommend any of you ever do that. Like, just be honest, just be straight up. Like, look, I am going to be putting in my 2-week notice. Don't tell them put in my 6-month notice. That's stupid. Don't ever do that. So just be honest. Be truthful with your boss. Be truthful with your supervisor. Say, hey, you know what? This is not how I thought it was going to be. This is not the job that I don't see myself here long term. And I'm going to be moving on to a different position. Make sure that you find a job before you leave a job. If you plan on going to a different job, if you plan on starting a business, just do that. Like, don't lie. So that was the first mistake that I made. I lied. Don't lie. Just be honest. Just be real. Just be straight up and say, look, I'm not feeling it here. Like, I don't love this job, and it's not what I ultimately want to do with the rest of my life. And I'm going to move on to a bigger and better position. So, but from January until June, I was planning on leaving. I'm like, I gotta get extra money. I gotta save money on the side. The second mistake that I did, now this is just gonna be a list of things not to do when you're trying to leave your job. I did not plan financially. plan properly. Like, I wish I would have saved more money, like saved more of my expenses of rent and everything. I wish I would have, been smarter at doing that, than just jumping out there. Sometimes you just can't do that, but if you have the ability to do that, then do it. But the Lord still provided. I never, not paid my rent. I always had money to pay my rent. I also had money coming in, additional money coming in on the side. So I did have some passive income coming in. So I had money. I just wasn't smart with my money. Like credit cards and all this other foolishness. Like, I just wasn't smart with my money. Sometimes, I still make not so smart decisions with my money, but hey, we're all learning. So definitely plan, financially prepare and plan yourself ahead of time. Don't just, go out there and throw yourself out there without having a plan. And sometimes your plan just won't work, but you just have to trust God. If you feel like this is something that God's leading you to do, then do it. And God will always take care of you. He's been taking care of me this whole time, y'all. Half the time, I don't know what I be doing in my life and in my business, but the Lord knows, and He always delivers. So for me, like, I really got to a point where I just became really restless and tired. I'm like, oh, I hate this job, I hate this job. And I just had a negative attitude about it, but I don't recommend that. Even if you do not like your job, and it's not where you want to be, if you're just sticking in there until you leave, just do that. Do that with joy, do it with peace, and you'll make the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months that you have there a pleasurable one. You never want to leave on a bad note. You never want to leave somewhere and you would just dread it. I tell people all the time, like, stop dreading Mondays, because Mondays will end up being the worst day you ever have. Start expecting something good to happen to you, even if you're at a job that you hate. Look for good things to think about. Only speak positive things, and change your perspective on the way you think about things. Oh my gosh, I hate this job. You know what? This job has been an amazing, awesome opportunity. I've learned so much here, and I'm going to take the stuff that I learned, what to do and what not to do. I'm going to implement it in my new job. So start changing your perspective. Even if you're at a job that you hate, start saying, you know what? Thank you, God, that I even have a job. Like, some people don't even have jobs. Some people don't have money. Some people don't have careers. Some people, they don't have any arms and legs. They can't do anything. Like, so you should be very grateful and very thankful that you are in the position that you are now. Even though you may want to go to a different position in life, but just be grateful for where you are now. Start changing your perspective. Start changing the way you think. Start changing the way you speak, and you'll see a greater improvement in your life. Trust me. I used to be a negative person, but now I'm just like the most positive person you'll ever meet in your life. And people are like, Brittany, you just have so much faith. You're so happy. How? Because I know that the things that happen in my life, they aren't permanent. God has already planned my life from the end to the beginning, and I don't have to be afraid if something doesn't go my way. Oh well, God has something better. Like, that's my approach to life. If I'm working, if someone wants to work with me, or if I'm trying to get a client and they don't want to work with me, oh well, that person said no. God has 2 yeses behind that no. So you just have to change your perspective and your outlook on your situation, and know that the situation that you are in today is not a permanent situation. It's temporary. The promises of God are permanent in your life, and you now have to start believing and start thinking your way into the life that you want to have. That was the second thing. So don't lie. Be honest. Be truthful. Plan accordingly. And make sure that you're planning ahead financially. And sometimes, like for me, I'm just a young, bold person by nature, and people are like, you're young, just go. Don't settle for a job that you hate. Don't settle for a job. Just go and do whatever it is that you want to do. And I wholeheartedly believe that, but you should plan. Like, we all live and we learn. I'm still young. Even if you do make the mistake that I made, don't feel like, oh my gosh, like, what do I have to do? God will still takes care of you. He still provides, and you don't have to be afraid. Like, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing nothing. You should still be, working. You should still be doing whatever it is that you want to do, but don't feel discouraged if you didn't plan the way you thought you did. It's okay. Move on. Go on with your life and do better the next time. But what else did I learn? I learned so many things. Like, a lot of people come up to me like, Brittany, how did you do that? Like, you left your job. Like, how did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just did it. Like, I wasn't going to let fear hold me back, because at my job, there have been people that have been working there for 50 years, and I was like, that's not going to be me. I don't want to work at the same job for 50 years. The one thing that I do know about millennials is that we're not a stagnant generation. We're constantly moving, constantly growing, constantly evolving, and we're not going to stay in the same place for 30 years. That's just not us. We're always evolving, with technology evolving, with people evolving. We're always going to be trying to be one step ahead of the game. And if you're like me and you're just a go-getter type of person, just go. Like, if you want to go and live in another country, just go. Like, if you want to quit your job and start your own business, just go. Like, your first couple years, yeah, they may be a little scary because you don't know what's going on, but trust that God has a plan for your life. He wasn't just like, oh Lord, Brittany done left her job, now I gotta get up off the throne and go help her. No, he knew I was gonna do that before I even did it, and there was provision already there. So you have to just trust in the fact that God has a plan for your life. He knows everything that you're gonna do before you even do it, and he has got your back. So don't stay at the same place because you feel like, well, I have to stay here, because that was the big thing for me. I was so afraid to tell my parents, tell my family, because I didn't want to disappoint them. Because they were like, oh my gosh, I was the first one in my family to go to college. I was the first one in my family to like work in corporate America, and I didn't want to disappoint them because my dad was like so proud of me, and I had bought my first car, and I didn't want him to be disappointed. So when I actually told him, he was like, well, follow your dreams, like just go for it, like just live your life. And I was like, oh, okay. So my advice to any of you who work in a job that you don't particularly care for, I don't like using the word hate all the time, I would say, like, plan. If you want to do something else, then go for it. If you want to start a business, then go for it. If you want to move to Houston, if you want to move to LA, then go for it. Plan accordingly. Always pray about it. Always ask the God to lead you. Always ask the Holy Spirit to direct your path, because he will. And trust that God has an amazing plan for your life. Don't ever settle for something that's below what you deserve. You are royalty. You are kings and queens, and you should be living amazing and fabulous lives. Don't be settling for nothing that, just any old thing that the devil throws your way, child, because we ain't got time for the foolishness. But no, so if you're thinking about leaving your job and starting your own business, by all means, just go for it. Maybe you can start your business as a side hustle on the side first, and then when you start making more money, you can eventually leave your job. If you just want to go full-fledged in there and quit like I did and just go out on a limb, hey, I've been fine thus far. God has provided. I've gotten clients. I've got invited to speak at, business conferences. I've got invited to do more speaking and teaching at my church. And I've been working with some amazing and fabulous people. I'm hosting and teaching so many, workshops and trainings in the month of September. So things are really, evolving for me and my brand. But those things come with time. Like, you can't really rush the process of business. You have to take your time, because the process is what's going to develop your character. The process is what's going to develop that faith. The process is going to develop you as a business person and help you develop that mindset. You just have to be willing to change and evolve and grow and do some things differently. So I definitely recommend, like, any of you who, I am such a big dreamer. I love dreams. I have dreams and goals notebooks that I've had. I've been doing dreams and goals notebooks for 7 years. So I'm a big dreamer. I'm a big visionary, and I do not see my life where it is today. I see it way beyond where it is, and I know that I'm going to do things way bigger than what I'm doing right now. But you have to see your life beyond where it is today if you want to go somewhere different. Because why? Because your life will never go beyond your vision. Habakkuk 2:2 says to write the vision and make it plain, so you can run when you read it. Write down those big dreams and goals that you have for yourself, and thank God every day that it's already done. Like, I see myself speaking on huge stages. I see myself going, building homeless facilities and having all these amazing $1 million businesses, and going to other countries and building homes, building entire communities, building, doing all these awesome and amazing things. And I know I will, because those desires came from God. That vision came from God. So I know that God's going to use me to literally change millions of people's lives. But you have to see that vision before you even see it in person. Where you are today is subject to change. It's temporary. So stop dwelling on, oh, my camera died. So I don't really remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I do. I was talking about how I left my job, and I just literally, I started in my business in June of this year. So what is it now? August? That was it's about to be 3 months ago. 3 full months since I've been in my business. Oh, process. I was talking about process. Thank you, Jesus. So trusting the process, knowing that you don't have to rush your life. You don't have to rush business. Right now, I've been in my business for 3 months. Yes, I've learned a lot in business in the last 3 months, and I wouldn't trade that learning experience for the world. I've had some amazing opportunities. I got, speaking engagements. I got, awesome and wonderful clients. And those things are really a true testament of God working in my life. And I just know that even today, a year from now, it's going to be so different. 2 years from now, it's going to be awesomely and amazingly different. Oh, I have my glasses on. That's different. That's different. I didn't even realize I had that. Glasses off or glass. I'm just going to keep them off. I can't really see. But I don't like the glare that was coming in. But the lighting is not coming in that bad. But yes, don't rush your life. Okay, like a lot of times, I was talking about this on Facebook Live not too long ago, and I was talking about how you don't need to rush your life. And you know, I'm 25. I'll be 26 in December, and my friends were always like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be married." Y'all, that hurt. In the process of my battery dying, I took a shower and everything, and I was washing, and I scratched my burn, and that joint. I mean, I kind of like brushed it with my washcloth, and that joint started bleeding. That joint hurt. But yeah, this is for my burn. All of this, I think I'll talk about it in another video, but I was cooking fried chicken, y'all, and oil splashed on my face, and I got burns on my chest and on my chin and stuff, but I'm okay. Praise the Lord, didn't get in my eyes, and I can see. It could have been a lot worse, but it's not. So definitely be careful when you're cooking chicken, man. Don't, just protect yourself. And don't put butter on burns. It doesn't work. But anyway, no. So, trust. Oh, we were talking about dating. Don't be in such a rush to be married. Like, me and one of the girls that goes to my church, we were talking, we were like, man, when I get married, I'm gonna wait to have kids. Like, I'm just like at a point now where I'm just not in a rush for my life to rush by. Why? Because I want to enjoy every single moment of my life. When you rush through things, you don't really get to live in the moment. I want to live in the moment. I want to enjoy where I'm at now, because I know that when I get married, it's going to be different. When I have children, it's going to be different. Like, your life is going to change. So enjoy the time. If you're single right now, I'm single. I just got out of a relationship a couple months ago, and I am happy. Like, I'm in no rush to be married. I used to be at a point where I'm like, by the time I'm 28, I need to be married. By the time I'm 30, I need to have like 2 kids. But now I'm like, Jesus, I can wait. Definitely can wait on the kids. I can wait on the man. I want to travel all over the world, be awesome and amazing and fabulous, and not have to worry about, dragging people along with me, because when you have a family, you have to think about those things. Like, you can't just leave the country, when you got a 5-year-old and they need to be in school. Like, or you got a husband, you can't just pack up and leave and move to another state when you have a husband to think about. So definitely don't rush your life. Don't be in such a rush to, be 30 and be married, or be 40 and, or be 80 and retired. Like, no, like, enjoy where you are today. Enjoy your process, and know that where you are today is subject to change. Where you are exactly where you need to be right now. I cannot compare my entrepreneurial process to someone else. Like, let's say Maddie from Maddieology.com. Hey, Maddie girl, I love Maddie. Maddie Maya. Maya's my branding coach. But let's take Maya. I cannot compare my process to Maya. Maya's been in the game for like 7, 8 years. I've been in the game for 3 months. So that would be foolish of me to do that. I cannot compare my process to someone else. So don't compare your process. Don't compare your journey to someone else. If you want to do something, just do it. That's what I'm trying to get you guys. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to realize today. If you want to do anything in your life, just do it. Just do it unapologetically. Don't compromise anything. If you want to be single and be fabulous, then do it. If you want to be married and be fabulous, then do that. If you want to travel all over the world and be fabulous, then do that. Fabulous Brittany is all about being fabulous, being awesome, and being amazing. So don't hold back on life. Take back everything that belongs to you. Be happy, be awesome, be amazing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.